All right, we are here for One Piece episode 1089, my live reaction. And I'm just looking at the cat guy on my main screen, full screen, and I see the little bits of his nose cuz it's in like 4K. It's in high def. Uh so I get to appreciate a good resolution video and a good resolution screen for once, which is really cool. I got the main the main video on the main screen, and I got the reaction YouTube video on the side screen. I'm gonna try to sync them up because I enjoy the reactions. I just watched Solo Leveling episode 1, and I'm horrendously disappointed. I think the pacing was really bad. I think where they ended, they put a lot of bullshit at the start to introduce the hunter stuff, and I thought it was cool when I was watching it, like getting everybody like understanding of what's going on in the world. But when it came to doing that at the cost of cutting at the cost of ending right when they see the statues and they realize they're moving and like people are dying, like it ended in such a bad spot. It's like I've been sitting there for 10 minutes for them to walk through the boring ass dungeon with like 30 seconds of engaging content going on the video, and then I'm waiting there for 10 minutes, and so that the episode is already like half of waiting, and then the first 5 to 8 minutes was introduction and the like basic character. And yes, everybody knows the story. 90% of the people who watch Solo Leveling the anime have read it and are just there to see it animated, so maybe they don't care about like how this episode went. But if you even think about this from like someone who's never read the manga and this is like a new anime to them to watch, it's ass. The episode was ass. It was boring. There was nothing going on and I was bored. Solo Leveling should have started out with maybe a 1-minute introduction to the world and what is hunters. It should have been starting off with Jung-woo and like some of his thoughts and like what's going on in his life to get you to know the character. And then it should have been first raid. And they did a lot of like interactions with other characters and dialogue, and a lot of that's cool. You could have cut out some of it for favor of like progress. So you could have cut a little bit more time there. And then once you add all that time and you add that to the end, instead of ending on everybody just getting like wrecked by the statue at the first sighting and then stopping, you're stopping in the middle of a fight scene, in the middle of the conflict. You can't do that. It feels so horrible, and there's no next episode. It's first one and there's nothing after. So everybody who watches it is going to feel like, oh wow, that felt like shit. And then they're going to have to wait a week, and a lot of people aren't going to come back to watch it, and that's stupid. Okay, the people who are producing this are bad. If they did it properly, there would have been time to make the end of the first episode end with the resolution of that first conflict. There should have been a fight scene. We know that next, the people who have read it already know that next is Sung Jin-woo interpreting the commandments to his fellow party members to give them like some fighting shot, but it all pans out poorly, and the healer gets out and he dies, but he doesn't actually die and he comes back. Because, you know, he was possessed by the Death Monarch or whatever the lore story was for it. But that is where the first episode should have ended. The first episode should have ended with him getting his powers, coming back and realizing he's back. And then once he's like living that first day again or whatever, or however he like his next day, then it should start playing the opening scene. Then there should be a banger opening song following the end of the first episode that like get you to know the anime opening, because the credit ending was garbage. It felt awful, and it was just a credit ending. Ugh, it was bogus. It was awful. Like, the people making this are not anime professionals, I hope, because it feels so bad. That is my rant on the first episode of Solo Leveling. It should have ended properly, and it should have had a good opening song. I don't know if that was the opening song. I hope not. And it should have then finished the first episode with you coming back next week, ready to go, hyped up that he is ready to kick ass and start actually making good content in the story. No, next week we're going to have another half episode of garbage. Okay? And it's just going to be bad for the anime. It's so bad. And it's just because of the people who. The story is all there. It's all done. It just needed to be handled properly. And this first episode fills me with utter incompetence. No confidence at all. Utter incompetence towards the people. Blue Lock was a masterpiece. Watching the episodes of Blue Lock, any random person could pick up that anime and they would enjoy watching it for at least 3 hours before they got tired. That Soul Loving episode, it just felt so much worse than almost every Blue Lock episode. And the first episode is so important. The first season is very important. The first episode is even more important because people who've never seen it need to watch the episode and need to be interested enough to come back next week. And it didn't do it. It's fucking bad. While we're here. Garbage. A1 Pictures anime responding classics. Huh. Sword Art Online. Wow. Imagine the second and third seasons being completely disregarded by fans as trash because it wasn't handled like. I won't say that actually. Erase is popular. I haven't seen it. I don't care to see it. Well, the music guy behind Attack on Titan and Kill la Kill. That's good. There's banger songs and banger timing in both of those animes. So that's good. But A1 Pictures, you're garbage to me, man. Dude, that's so bad. I'm so sad. I'm so sad. This is the worst way to start the Soul Loving anime for me. Like I did not want to be disappointed this much by the first episode. My expectations weren't that high. I just wanted to see what they were doing with it. I thought it was okay at the start, but the feeling at the end, it's too bad. That's not how that should have went. If I was doing it, it would literally be 10 times better. In my head, I already know how I would do the first season. It would be 10 times better. Oh my god, they did the whole first Jeju Island raid too. Why? Why did you do that instead of just doing the story? Oh, it's so bad. Fuck. Never mind. Alright, I gotta end this recording so I can actually do the One Piece recording. That'll be later. Peace.